and welcome, fellow travelers. Come with me on a beautiful journey in the heart of Fiji, and I'll get to share with you what I got up to during my short visits. So my journey started from Melbourne to Nadi, which is about 4.5 hours. I flew with Fiji Airways. I'd say flights are decently priced, so think around 500 each leg, and that's in Australian dollars. Didn't need a visa as I was coming from Australia, but try and check with your local authorities if you're coming from somewhere else. So I arrived to Nadi late afternoon and got a taxi to the resort. Finally, we had arrived to the resort. So think palm trees, sand, the beach, cabanas. It was absolutely gorgeous and I was in love with this place. So got to the room and of course had to do a room tour. So accommodation's a little bit pricey if you're staying in popular mainland hotels. So prices are around $300 to $400 a night, but there are also some affordable options as well, like Airbnbs. So those started like $50. It was dinner time. I was starving and a girl needs to be fed. Luckily, it was seafood buffet night. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So day 2, it was time to get into some activities. Went on a boat cruise to the beautiful Castaway Island. So this was a tour booked through the resort. I'll try and link the details of the tour down below. When I say the water was crystal clear blue, it was gorgeous. It was such a nice day. So the tour starts from Dinnerong Marina, and it's like a whole day tour where you spend about 5 hours at Castaway Island. So this secluded gem is a haven for sun seekers and those who enjoy water activities. So anything snorkeling, diving, kayaking, you'll get there, and you even get to feed the fishes, which is a bonus.
Mexican is like $90 a night.
Okay, not
like
So next we had day 3 and it was raining, but that didn't stop the fun. So decided to do a Nadi city tour. So visited the largest Hindu temple in the southern hemisphere, but unfortunately couldn't go inside as the floor was slippery and for safety reasons we weren't allowed in. From the outside though, it looked very colorful and very huge, so it would have been nice to go up close and see how it looked like inside. So next stop was the farmers market. I do love a good farmers market with fresh produce, and I remember I got some mangoes there and they were divine. Next we visited the Tifajak mud pools and hot springs. So here you can immerse yourself in nature spa. The mud is said to revitalize the skin, while the hot springs offer a soothing escape. Of course, I had to join in on the mud action because who doesn't like a smooth skin? And they also offer some massages as well at a very decent price. I've forgotten the price, but I knew it was cheaper than getting them at the resort. Luckily, day 4, it had stopped raining, so we headed to Navua for a river cruise and a village tour. So this tour cost around $160. So generally, the tours in Nadi, they were around $130 to $200 there. So it was such an amazing experience, just meandering through the rainforest. The scenery was like something out of a movie. So then we got to the magic waterfalls. As you can tell, I was ready and excited for the reveal. So we walked about 3 minutes to get to the waterfall. It's handy that there's a rope to use as an aid when climbing the steps. Finally, the waterfall. It was just nice to just relax and swim around, surrounded by nature. We even had some daredevils diving, so you'll see them in the next clip. So after all the swimming and relaxing at the waterfall, we switched our transport to bamboo rafts before heading back to the canoes. So no trip to Fiji would be complete without a glimpse into local life. So we visited the traditional village of Kurumkana. Don't come for me if I butchered the name. We were welcomed with warm smiles and great hospitality there. So we got to see the traditional underground cooking method, which uses hot stones, coal, and the earth. Nowadays, this method apparently is usually done during ceremonial times, so it's not like an everyday thing. So a bit about Fiji. It's a tropical island nation with over 330 islands. The popular islands are Nadi and Suva. They use the Fijian dollar, and the people in Fiji are amongst the warmest, friendliest, and most welcoming in the world. Then food was ready. I have to say, this was one of the best meals I had in Fiji. The fish and veggies were cooked to perfection. We then took part in a traditional kava ceremony. So kava is from ground root, found in the South Pacific, and is made into a drink. And it's been found to be a central nervous system depressant. So now for the best part, it was time for the traditional performances. And of course, we had to join in on the dances as well. Look at me at the front there. Next up, we went outside and we did a bit of craft work. Beautiful craft work. So later on, we got back to the hotel. Time for dinner and drinks. It's also nice as well that they had a performance there, so we got to watch it and just chill out. So the next day, it was time to head off to the Garden of the Sleeping Giants.
So this is your first time? Yes, so this is a botanical garden, and in the garden we have more than 2,000 plus varieties of orchids and other flowering plants. So these orchids up here, they are called the full sun Vanda orchids that can withstand direct sunlight, apart from the ones under the netting. So the ones under the...
So this was just a beautiful orchid garden. So if you're looking into learning about different flowers and trees, this is the place for you. And so finally, it was the last night of the trip. Bittersweet moment, but enjoyed every bit of it. So as usual, I'll leave you with 3 tips for Fiji. So number 1, travel between May to October to avoid the wet season and get to do all the activities you want to do without worrying about rain. Number 2 is Fiji is very safe for solo travelers. So if you're solo traveling, do not worry, it's all good, but still exercise caution like any other foreign country you go to. And number 3 is you must do a cultural or village tour. I think it's the best way to learn a lot about Fiji and also talk to the locals and immerse yourself in the culture as well. Until next time, Benaka!